Hey, Michelle, how's it going?
Hey, Lindsay, I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Lindsay, if someone offered you a free vacation, would you accept?
A free vacation? Yes, please.
That's what I thought. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be the
Especially
greatest?
now. Oh my gosh. Well, right now when this episode's coming out, we're getting into summertime. So I would be on that boat or that airplane right away.
Exactly. So yes, please. So today we're going to talk about how and when to say yes, please, but with an enthusiastic tone. So
Yes.
it could even sound a little bit theatrical.
Yep. If that's in your personality, we could take it to that level. This is great for connection because there's
Yeah.
more emotion behind this than just saying yes.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
How boring is yes?
Yes, exactly. And so people can feel that energy and get excited with you. So talking about the vacation, the free vacation, yes, please. Right? It's just more it's more interesting than saying, oh, a free vacation. Yeah, of course. Right.
Exactly. So guys, go ahead and hit that follow button before we get any deeper into this episode. If you want more All Ears English, the response should be yes, please, right?
Exactly.
That's what we want you to say by the time you finish the episode. Continue to listen. Let these episodes drop into your listening queue. That is what happens when you hit
Yes.
the follow button on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. They'll show up for you. So you don't have to go looking for us. We're out 5 days a week, so you don't want to miss a single episode.
Exactly. So, all right. So this phrase is all about tone. I mean, you probably are very familiar with just being polite and saying, yes, please. So, I mean, this would be kind of a normal humdrum tone. So, for example, Lindsay, do you need a tissue?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a lot more, that's a very different tone, right? Very different.
Right. So, but if you're talking about something exciting like the vacation, you could say it more dramatically. So it's kind of like saying absolutely. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'll ask you, Michelle.
Okay.
Do you want chocolate chip cookies?
Yes, please.
Yeah, that was a good one for you because I know you love cookies. Yeah.
I do. Cookies are my favorite.
Yeah. So the truth is we don't only use this phrase to answer someone else's questions. We often use it to answer our own questions.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes. Those are really
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. So, sorry. When we do this, we're usually commenting on something that we like or something that we want. So let's do like a sample situation could be like, oh, you arrive at a fancy hotel and then you see a sign. Oh, this is the greatest. You see a sign that says complimentary snacks. So what might you say?
You might say to yourself or to someone who's around you, free food? Yes, please.
Yeah.
Right? It reminds me a little bit of in Home Alone 2 when Kevin was in the hotel and he was just like got everything, room service. I could see him saying that. I think at that time in the 90s, this phrase was not really trendy, so he wouldn't have said it, but it feels like the same vibe.
Right. Exactly. Or what's another situation where you would use
let's say you're scrolling online and you find super cheap flight deals, right? So you might say
that
to
never
yourself,
happened,
but not anymore, but
you might say like cheap flights. Yes, please.
and book those right away. Don't wait on that. I've made a mistake of finding a great deal and then I just waited and it lost it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hey, quick question. Do you want to feel more confident when you speak English? If so, we made a free guide for you. It'll help you avoid those common mistakes and start speaking more naturally in real conversations. Go grab it in the description below. And if this is helpful for you, make sure that you like and subscribe. We're here 5 times a week to help you connect in English.
All right. So what would be another time when we could employ this, Michelle?
Yeah, so you might use yes, please in storytelling, right? So sharing stories is, as we know, wonderful for connecting, and it puts someone else in in our shoes, right? So especially if you're adding like kind of a funny commentary and tone. So yes, please can make the story more exciting and relatable. What do you think, Lindsay?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this looks. Let's do a role play to show an example.
All right.
So when you're telling a story, we ask a question and immediately answer it with a yes, please. So let's see what this looks like.
Okay.
Right? So Michelle, tell me about that free vacation.
Ooh, of course. So a friend had booked a villa in Mexico for a week, but had a sudden work emergency and she couldn't make it, but didn't want it to go to waste. So she offered it to me. I was like, a free vacation? Yes, please.
Yeah, nice. So part of your story, and that adds color, it adds interest to what you're saying, right?
Yeah. And I'm sure I would get that friend something or offer.
I would hope so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would be another example of just conversation here?
All right. So, Lindsay, why did you take the day off yesterday?
Well, our team met our deadlines early, and as a reward, the boss told us we didn't have to come into work on Friday. I was immediately thinking, a 3-day weekend? Yes, please.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, Lindsay, is this so now we talked about how it's used. You definitely will hear this out and about. And now, is it something that's in your personality, Lindsay?
You know what? It's not exactly something that I say all the time, but I don't think it's that far-fetched to imagine saying it. Maybe I'll start now, Michelle. Maybe I'll start.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. But I know people that say it. I've heard people say it. It is definitely in the zeitgeist right now, for sure.
Yeah. And it does go to that like dramatic tone. It's theatrical, like we said earlier. So, if you feel comfortable doing that, then and that's in your personality, definitely start doing this. Again, it's not something you don't want to become Mrs. Yes, please. Like it's not, you don't want to overdo it. But from time to time, it's fun.
Well, it's just fun because it also marks moments in life when maybe we're getting things that give us a lot of pleasure. Like I remember I used to go to the galleries in New York, in Chelsea on Thursdays, and they used to have open galleries and they always had free wine. And that was always fun. And that would be a scenario. You walk into the gallery like, free wine? Yes, please.
Yes,
right?
Free anything. Yeah.
Free anything. Anytime you come in, and especially when you're not expecting it. When you're expecting it, then that's a different story. Not a good scenario because maybe it doesn't meet your expectations. But when you're there's a spread there that's free for you or something. It's amazing. It's a cool moment in life, right?
Yeah, definitely. And it goes, exactly. I think that's the best point is like when you're not expecting it. You're not expecting a cheap flight. You're not expecting to get a free vacation. You weren't expecting a day off. So
or even little things now, like I know that this used to be a big tradition. Hotels used to put like chocolates on your pillow, but they don't do that anymore, but some do still. So like those little pleasures in life are so great.
Yeah. Yeah. It is the little things, just the little things. Like what a nice little surprise. Yes, please.
Yeah.
So let's show how this would look all together in a role play.
Okay, so here we are friends, and you are invited to a fun event, and you're extending the invitation to me. Okay.
All right, here we go. Hey, Lindsay, good news. My friend invited me to a rooftop dinner party this weekend. Want to join?
Free food and views? Yes, please.
I know. She tends to go over the top, too. Last time I was there, she even had a professional bartender. I was like, fancy cocktails? Yes, please.
Sounds like a fun day. I am definitely in. Yeah. Who would turn that down? I mean, come on. Yeah. So here we used it twice. So you invited me to a rooftop dinner party, right? And I said, free food and views? Yes, please. Yeah. So the interesting thing here with the construction is I'm kind of reviewing what it sounds like I'm going to get when I join this party.
Right.
I could just say, you could say, want to join? I could say, yes, please. But that's not exactly what we're teaching. We're teaching that you're saying what you're getting, and then you're saying, yes, please.
Right. You're saying like what is exciting about it. Like you're highlighting like, the most exciting part of it for you. The dinner, the view. So you're summarizing it and saying what's kind of giving you that excitement.
Yeah. In the hotel situation, a chocolate before bed? Yes, please. Right? That kind of thing.
So you'll often hear it in this way, the this, and this. Yes, please. You're asking a question. So then I said, I was telling about my friend, and she goes over the top and what happened last time. And I said, I was like, fancy cocktails? Yes, please.
And again, you've listed the thing that you're excited about, and then you've said, yes, please. So I think that's important for our listeners to see. We're not just teaching you to say, yes, please, I want to go there, or I want to do that thing.
Right.
We're teaching you to say, what is this amazing pleasure being put in front of me?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Right?
Yep,
Yes.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Guys, check out episode 2569. That was a well versus two. As well. As well versus two versus also in English. Woo.
Yeah. Wow. Big one. Big episode. Good, useful episode to check out. And I think this is the takeaway. I mean, life presents these little unexpected pleasures sometimes. Sometimes even if it's something very small, it can be like a huge joy.
Yeah, it's true.
And so this gives you words to express that joy in that moment, which is so cool.
Yeah, really fun and definitely with a big personality. So guys, let us know if this is in your personality. I'm curious. And give it a try.
Yeah. And if it's not in your personality, there's other things you could say. We could do that another day. This is amazing. Or that would be amazing. But this is just a very specific trendy phrase right now. We want to encourage you guys to see if it fits. All right?
Exactly. Good. Love that. All right, Lindsay, have a great day, and I will talk to you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.